Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is your host Prickly Hedgehog, and today we're going to listen into the engine startup sequence for the F-15E. I want to start with a caveat: this is not a tutorial or a comprehensive guide in any way, shape or form about how to go through a full startup for the F-15E, but I just wanted to share with you how relatively easy it is to get the engines up and running. So just to focus on the engines today, just to get you to listen to what it's like to get the aircraft engines up and running and the electrics and hydraulics working in the jet before you go on to the next steps, which is to get up all your radio and other electronics running in the aircraft. So, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so here we are in the aircraft now. Just making sure those throttles are back in the off position. There is a finger lift system that will bring the engine to spool up, but we need to get the left and right generators on. The emergency generator switch is in the auto position already. The jet fuel starter switch is now on. And then lifting the covers here, getting both of the engine switches on. Pull the JFS handle here, and that will bring the system to life. A little bit of a shake and a rattle here. So I'll have to check with Baltic Dragon. He talks about in the manual.
Warning, AMAD, fire! Warning, AMAD, fire!
And that's the AMAD systems, or checking that is up and running, because we are going to dump fuel into a chamber essentially, which could cause a fire. But I'm going to have to check with him on the finger lift system here. He talks about starting with the right, but then the manual goes on to talk about the left switch to bring the left engine online first, which we're doing right now. So I'm wondering if that's a minor error. It should say left instead of right, as it does in the manual. So left engine first. Like I said, you'll see 20% spooling up there. Once that's stabilized, goes over a little bit beyond that, we'll push that left throttle into the idle position, which will spool the engine up proper. There it goes. Start hearing that now. So just to the exterior here, we'll get rid of the labels. I forgot to turn those off. This is the first default livery here. It's not my favorite, but well, that's not bad. Then you can see left engine is running. Right engine yet to be started. Now looking down the nacelle here, I don't think we have an animation just yet for the turbine. So stay tuned for further updates. Remember, it is a work in progress. Alright, back into the jet here with the left engine running. Let's try and get the right one up and lifting the finger lift again to spool that engine to the 20% and a little bit beyond. Let's see it shaking there. And once we feel it stabilized, or it appears to be stabilized, I should say, push the throttle forward. I'm using my Thrustmaster HOTAS, so it's not quite animated correctly there in terms of, or at least doesn't quite match the animation, because there is no finger lift, if you like, in that particular throttle system. All I'm doing is pushing it back to that idle detent, but it does work. A little bit fiddly. And there we are, there's the second engine spooling up, and the jet fuel starter system is now shutting down. The engine's producing the appropriate electricity, hydraulics, and all the temperatures should be within parameters here, so we don't have an issue, a fire, or some other starting issue. This big Pratt & Whitney engines. And here we are on the exterior again. Both engines now up and running, as you can see. Producing a little over 29,000 pounds of thrust per engine in afterburner. Uses fuel at an alarming rate in afterburner. And just to round out here, there's the cockpit canopy emission flow. See ya!